All right, let's learn how to make a bar graph in Excel. We have before us the Dallas Cowboys 2021 roster, and let's make a bar graph of their weights. So I'm going to go over here. I copied this off the internet into Excel. I'm going to go grab all these weights over here. Notice in the right-hand corner down here, it shows that there are 88 players. So I'm going to right click and say copy and click over here, right click and say paste. If you paste everything, you get the colors, but if you just paste the numbers, then well, you just get the numbers. Cool. So N is the number of data points, and that's 88. I know that now. And because these are not in order, I can't really tell what the reason is for their order over here. I can order them, and so this is important. If I grab all that data, and over here in the right-hand corner, there is sort and filter. And if I sort those from smallest to largest, now I see that the minimum is 177. And down there at the bottom, I see the max is 330. And I need those numbers because that's my classes. That's what I need to make sure I include all those players. So class width, if I take 330 minus 177 and I divide by, I think I'll have 5 classes, I get 30.6. And you always want to round that up to the nearest whole number. In this case, whole number, because my data is whole numbers. And so what do I do with that class width? Well, since I'm starting with the lowest weight of 177, then I need to go 177 up to some number for my first class. Well, the class width is what you add to that to get your lower class limit for the next class. So 177 plus 31 is 208. So my first class up here then will be 177 up to not 208, but 207. So the difference between 177 and 207 is 30, but the class width technically is from 177 up to 208, 31. So if I keep adding 31 to 208, I get 239. And if I add 31 to that, I get 270. And if I add 31 to that, I get 301. So then 208 goes up just short of 239 to 238. 239 goes up to just short of 270, 269. And 270 goes up just short of 301. And in this last class, I don't have the next number, but remember it went up 30. So if it went from 301, that'd go up to 331. And so notice for the first time, I can kind of check how helpful this math was because these are my class, my 5 classes. They're all the same size. And notice it tops out at 331, which is right above 330. So it's going to capture everybody. So those are my classes. These left numbers are my lower class widths. These right numbers are my upper class widths. And now I can get frequency, which is how many players are there from 177 to 207 pounds. And so there's tricky ways to do this, but I'm just going to do this kind of manually. Go over here and grab all of those. And I think I'll just color them so I don't lose track. Notice over here, it tells me there's 21 of those players. And then next up to 238, 209 up to 238. That would put me there, included 238. So let's see, I'll color those different colors so I can tell where I stopped. And it tells me down here there's 27 of those. And then up to 269. Which puts me right there. Switch back to yellow. Let's see, 16 of those. So these are frequencies or counts. The statistical word is frequency, but really you're just counting how many players fit in that range. Up to 301. Not very many of those, only 6. And apparently all of the rest, quite a few of those, 18 of those. So there, I've counted the number of players in each class. Now, just to double check, if I grab all of those, not only does it tell me that there's 5, it also tells me the sum of that is 88, and I had 88 players. And so awesome, that's all I need. So now I have a frequency distribution. Really easy to make a relative frequency distribution because really what you're doing is just taking a percentage. So it's 21 divided by 88. To save a little time though, I'm just going to click this cell, which turns out to be P3, and say divided by 88. And what's really cool about that is if I drag it down, I get all the percentages. So this will usually come out as a decimal, but I already set this up. So if I grab all of those and right click and go down to format cells, you could change this. I changed it from a percentage and you can round it however you want. Maybe I'll change it to 0 just to change it to something. And so now I have percentages. Now, making the graph super easy. All you have to do is grab all your data, go up here to insert, and right here at the top, this is the simplest bar graph. There's all kinds of choices, but I'm just going to choose the simplest basic one and kind of modify it myself and show you how. So now you have a visual of that team. And of course, that'd be cool because you could compare it to some other team and kind of see what their weight distribution was. So very important for this to be useful though, to title it. So I'm just going to say Dallas, just to go fast, Dallas weights in 2021. And then I need some other labels. And so notice when you click the graph, you get these little choices over here to filter and change colors and so forth. I'm going to click this plus sign because if I add axis titles, now I can label my graph. And while I'm at it, these data labels are really cool too, because then you don't have to just read and try to figure out where, you know, this bar over here lands and work your way across to just hold its 18. And of course, these are weights, and it's a good idea, good practice, even though in America it's kind of obvious it's pounds, but good idea to put the unit over there. And this over here is really just frequency. You could say count, but statistical word is frequency. So this graph's ready to go. It's not very beautiful yet, and I'd like to show you how to clean that up and kind of make it look a little nicer. So anything you click on in here, I can click on the bars, I can click on this graph, I can click on these lines, I can click on this text. Like everything you click, you can right click and modify. So I'm going to start with these bars. If I right click, format is what you're looking for every time. Let's see, it says data series. So click on that, right click, format data series. And you got a few things over here you can mess with. Paint. This is kind of cool where it is right now, the bars. Notice you can change the gap width. You can make your bars a little bit wider, use up more of the graph. All kinds of things you can play with there. I'm going to click the paint bucket and change the color. Maybe I'll make it, I don't know, orange. Should make it blue because it's Dallas Cowboys. Maybe I'll make it green. And so that's cool. And then let's see, let's click other places. If I click this bar and right click, I can go to format, but notice I already had format open, so it's up there. So I can say solid fill. Notice I don't want it the same colors. I can't see it. We'll make it Seahawks. This would be good Seahawks color. Notice if I do that though, I can't really see those numbers very well. But again, everything you click on, if you click on it, again, I still have this open, it gives me options. And so I can change everything. Let's see, which one would it be? Text options, maybe text fill. Yeah, it's black, that's why I can't see it. So since that's a blue background, if I change it to kind of a light color, maybe then I'll be able to see it better. Okay, I can live with that. And let's see, if I'm changing colors, I might as well change everything. So if I click this one, then also, you know, what color am I gonna make that? So let's also make it solid fill. And by the way, notice you see how it says picture right there? You can actually even put a picture in the background if you want, but we'll just keep this simple for now. I don't know, let's just make it ugly. And of course, you know, I can change these fonts. I could click on that font, and up here on the left, I could say I want that to be bold so it stands out a little better. But that's the idea. I wouldn't call that professional, but bam, I have a basic graph. Now, what if you wanted it to read these percentages? Because that's kind of cool, because I'm going to compare this to another team, knowing that there's 27 people in this weight range. It'd actually be better to compare percentages. And so if you click on these bars, you may notice it lit up where the data is coming from. Little shortcut, see that white plus sign? If I get really close to the end, it turns into a move. I can drag it over. Boom, now those are percentages. I don't know why it changed the color of the bars. But let's, since it is Dallas, let's go change those bars to white. Dallas is white. So now we're white and blue. Now it looks pretty readable. Anyway, that's the basics.